All right, time to share. What up, Facebook world? What up, YouTube? What's crack-a-lackin'? 7:40 on a Monday night. Let's see. What had happened was... Come on, share. Right post. Let's do this. All right, we're live. What is up? As you can see, a little bit different background, coming to you live from the lovely abode of Michael and Kathy. Wait, Michael and Kathy Dondarski. I got this thing. I got this thing literally right on my lap, and it's fucking with me. Anyway, my name is Mike Dondarski. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast. If you have seizures or suffer from seizures, please be advised that you may end up with a seizure for me pushing this laptop up and down off of my lap as it continually slides up and down. Been quite the week for us, and it's still not over yet. We close officially on Thursday, so come Thursday to kick rocks, and they didn't have real fucking time for me or my bullshit. So that was my day today, out of actually working, trying to actually work while I'm getting this house closed on has not been fun. I had 2 weeks off, build a dog fence, and it was fucking hilarious to me while I'm building this dog fence. I'm building this fence because my mom doesn't want the dogs in the house. I don't blame her. She just got new floors. Dogs destroy shit. That's kind of what they do. That's their thing. God, my glasses are thick. You can really see it with this camera angle. Goodness. Anyway, so that's what dogs do. They wreck shit. My mom doesn't want them in the house. I don't blame her. So it's fucking July. I'm just getting a bunch of shit, Well, what if it's too hot for the dogs? What are they going to do? Are they going to, are you going to put a pool out there? Are they going to be able to come inside? And yes, they're going to be able to come in the garage. So all you dog freaks, the dogs are going to be able to come in the garage. They're going to have access to like a cool area if it gets too hot. Is that dirt or just fat on my neck? I think it's just fat. Look at that. Look how fat I'm getting. I can do that and I can get a nice little turkey neck there. That's attractive. If you're not watching, I now have a fat crease in the bottom of my neck where my hair should stop, but it doesn't because I'm Italian and my hair starts at my fucking bottom of my eyeballs and finishes at my tips of my toes. So that's always fun when that happens and you're a complete hairy mess, but then you're bald on top. Yeah, so let's see. I'm in a great fucking mood if you couldn't tell. But long story short, everyone's bitching about these dogs. Are they going to be cool enough? Are they going to be too hot? Not to mention, I built the fucking fence for them in 110-degree heat index outside by myself. Well, my dad and brother helped after, I think the last 2 days. My dad finished up. I give him a lot of credit. That's not always been my dad's MO to be handy and do things with his hands. Which, look at that. When you're handy, you do things with your hands. That's not exactly been his forte throughout our lives, but it is... as he's gotten older, he's been more willing to try things. Used the goddamn miter saw, clamped on the pickets, drilled them down with the power drill. So he's moving up in the world in terms of his ability to do things and his manliness. But no, I was out there by my fucking self listening to people tell me that it's going to be too hot for the dogs while it's 110 degrees, and I'm out there fucking putting up a fence for them. Like, what about me? What about my heat exhaustion? What about me fucking dying of a heat stroke? No one gives a shit about that if I just keel over and start panting, but they're worried about the goddamn dogs if they'll be okay out there. It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. At the dogs, it's too hot for the dogs, but 110 heat index, you carry your white ass out there and build a fucking fence for them, buddy. That's what you get to do today. So most of my school break was spent building a fence for my dogs in 110-degree heat, which I thought was going to make me lose some water weight. Stepped on the scale after I did it, and I was still like 189. So I'm fucking fat, as you can tell from the neck crease at the bottom of my neck. Gotta get that worked out this summer. I'd like to be down closer to 180. So 10 pounds, that's nothing. I can knock that out with just a little bit of, not being a fat ass and eating peanut M&Ms every night. I could probably do that. Walk the dogs. Maybe do some push-ups so I don't have man tits anymore. That'd be nice. Few push-ups, less peanut M&Ms, and I'll be fucking ready to roll. I'll be fighting weight in no time before you know it. I am back in the Boro, if you couldn't tell by the title, getting thorough in the Boro, or we stay thorough in the Boro. I forget what I titled it. It was my 75th episode. Can't believe I've been doing this shit for 75 episodes. I hope I get to infinity. It's not possible, but I hope I get to infinity. Shit, I'd settle for 500. I don't know. When we get the new house, the mortgage might be more expensive. I might have to cancel my my online my hosting. I don't know if I'll be able to pay for hosting when we get the new mortgage. We'll have to see when that actually happens. Let me readjust here. Grab myself. All right. That's making for great podcast right there. So you're going to stay here. Yeah. All right. So the kids are down. The kids are doing great so far. But I set up the bouncy house for them a couple of times. And I realized that I've come up with a fun to set up ratio that I have where it won't fucking completely infuriate me if my kids are just shitheads to me. So I figured it's 1-to-1. If I set up for a half hour, I hope they have at least a half hour of fun. If it takes me an hour to set up, I hope they have an hour of fun. If it takes me 5 minutes to set up, I don't really give a shit. That's just basically me giving up. And I'm like, you figure it the fuck out. Here's some crayons. Here's a coloring book. Have at it. What I've come to find out is as long as it's 1-to-1, I'm not so cranky. But when I take like 45 minutes to set up the bouncy house and get the hose hooked up to it, get it all blown up, get the kids in their bathing suits, put their goddamn sunscreen on them. I forget every once in a while they're not supposed to use sunscreen anymore. But then the sun's bad too. So who the hell knows what's going on with that? But I've found that if they can just enjoy themselves for the amount of time it took me to set it up, I'm much less cranky. However, my little shits, usually about 15 minutes is where they're all of a sudden bored again. I'll take 45 minutes to an hour to set up the bouncy house. And then 15 minutes in, they're bored and they want more. So what I've learned to do is the first 15 minutes, they don't get any of those little the ball pit balls, because not only does it have a fucking two water slides, a little bounce house in the middle, but it's also got bouncy, like the ball pit balls. So what I've learned is that I delay the gratification. So I just put out the bouncy house, turn the water on, let them have at it for 15 minutes. And then when I start hearing them, I'm bored, I throw in the ball pit balls, and that buys me another good 15 minutes. And then I'm closer to my 1-to-1 ratio. But I'm still pretty fucking cranky. When they get done, they get out, I get them dried off. Usually it's about lunchtime, get them lunch. And then they're like, what are we doing now? What are we doing next? You're going to carry your ass back outside and jump on that bounce house again is what we're doing next. I don't know what you thought this was, but you're going to get your ass back outside and get on that bounce house. Remember how I said I'm tyrannical about a few things? That's one of them. If I take the time to set some shit up that you asked for, you better do it. Maxon sometimes will ask, can you set up the Nintendo? So I'll set it up. That doesn't take long at all. I shouldn't bitch about that, but it doesn't take long at all. And then 3 minutes later, he's like, will you play with me? Will someone play with me? Will mommy play with me? And I'm like, no, you wanted to play. You didn't ask if I wanted to play. You said you wanted to play. This wasn't a fucking group effort. This was not a group presentation. This is just you, buddy. So go ahead, pick Bowser, pick Yoshi, pick whoever you want, and make it work. I'm kind of impressed that this internet's holding up as well as it is, because Mediacom is a fucking nightmare. Came down. My parents still have their Linksys wireless router from when I was a sophomore in high school. So that was problem number one. So I was like, all right, I'll just buy him a new router. So I buy him a new router. The router modem combo off Amazon, mid-grade one, nothing crazy. I wasn't trying to fucking mine for Bitcoin or anything, just a regular old middle of the line router, and I hook it up. Well, come to find out, Mediacom is such a shit fucking company that when they offer a phone service, they don't offer an actual phone line. It's an internet phone line. So your modem router has to have a modem router and a phone line. Otherwise, the phone lines for Mediacom don't work. So now I have Mediacom's phone line modem, my modem, and a cable splitter. So I'm calling them, and I'm like, all right, so this one needs to be set up for the phone line. This one needs to be set up for the internet. These dumb motherfuckers, they're like, all right, we're going to reboot the phone line one. While I'm on the phone with them, on the phone line, and they reboot it, and I get hung up on. Of course, my parents live in kind of bumfuck, and I don't have cell service, so I can't call Mediacom back on my cell. I now have to wait for the modem to boot back up, call them back, and I call and I tell them what happened. All right, so I've got two modems. One's a phone modem, one's an internet modem. Can you please make sure that they're both connected and working? Okay, well, I'm going to have to reboot the modems. Do not reboot the modems. I'm on the phone line. It will disconnect. No, it won't. I can do it from here. Reboots the modems. I get fucking disconnected again. Second time. Number 2. So fucking Mediacom's 0 for 2. So I didn't even bother calling them back. I just got it all set up. Everything was working fine. Wake up the next morning, text from my mom. Phone's not working again. So I have to call Mediacom a third time. This time I'm actually on my cell phone. I have service. And they're like, we're going to reboot the modem. Are you on the line? I was like, oh, is that actually in your notes now to ask if someone's on the line before you just reboot the fucking modem? And it's all fixed and it's all set up now. Their internet is still kind of shit. I'm used to Verizon Fios. So their internet is, it's whatever. Like I said, I'm not mining for Bitcoin. I can still record a Facebook Live video. I can put the podcast up. I can access the internet. I shouldn't bitch about it too much. It's a far cry from the AOL days. I mean, we all remember the AOL days. You'd be online. Your mom, grandma would pick up the phone and they'd be like, get off the internet, Michael. I got to make a phone call. And it's like, what for? What do you have to make a phone call for? It's 4:00 in the afternoon. I got to chat with people. School's out. This shit's serious right now. So hang up the phone and let me fucking aim it up here, okay? I got my away message up. I got dead aim. I got 4 different accounts going. I just told this person I was getting off, but little did they know I just put it in sleep mode. Now I'm really actually talking to this person I wanted to talk to. Remember those days, AIM was the shit. You could ignore people. Not anymore. FaceTime made sure of that. You can't fucking ignore anyone. If you hate your family, doesn't matter. FaceTime's right there. I liked AIM. Matter of fact, I wish we had away messages for life. Just like you could just put up an away message and you didn't have to deal with your kids, your parents, anything. You just put up an away message at the beach and that was it. People knew where the fuck you were. They didn't deal with you. They didn't bother you. And that was the end of it. I think I'm going to try to create some sort of parenting app where you can put up parent away messages. I think it's probably just called Twitter. Like I'm fucking thinking of some new fucking shit. It's just Twitter. People just do that shit on Twitter all the goddamn time. And here I am, like I thought of something. Like I'm breaking new ground here on the What Had Happened Was podcast. Oh, you want to know it's not breaking new ground? Toys R Us. That shit's closing down. And now everybody's sad about it. You see a bunch of posts. Oh, it's so sad that Toys R Us closed. So sad. Oh, it's real fucking sad. How sad is it? You haven't been in a Toys R Us in probably 8 years, but you're sad it's closing. Get your ass off Amazon and go walk into a Toys R Us and maybe they'd still be open. But no, it's too easy for you to click. One click, you got your credit card information all in there. Shit comes to your door in 2 days. You're not sad about Toys R Us at all. You just are just joining the game. Or you get to act like you care about something on Facebook and Twitter because it's easy to do. It's real easy to do to act like you care about something on those. Like you didn't give a shit about Toys R Us. I didn't care about Toys R Us. But guess what? I haven't posted that. I missed it because I don't. Toys R Us in Dover was fucking awful. It was dirty. It was disgusting. There was always like one person working. I'm pretty sure you could have walked in, stole a whole goddamn, not just like one toy. You could have stole a whole shelf and walked right out and they wouldn't have stopped you. They wouldn't have said anything. You'd just been out scot-free. That place was awful. I don't know if anybody's been to the Dover Toys R Us. Well, if you have been, you didn't miss much, clearly, because the fucking place shut down. But no, don't act sad that Toys R Us is gone. I get it. When you were a kid, maybe you went there and like they had cool commercials with Jeffrey the Giraffe. But you're not sad that it went anywhere. You just want to act nostalgic on social media, and I'm not here for it. I am not here for it. Today ain't your day. I'm in fucking rare form. I'm back in Millsboro. If I haven't mentioned that enough times, and I immediately knew I was back in Millsboro because I almost got ran off the road by a fucking combine. Why? It's like, did I just have connection issues? It's like 2018. You would think that the farmer would like call his wife or, women can drive now or a son. Farmers don't, they have like 37 family members to run the farm. I don't know. But whatever it is, call someone to drive in front of you with flashers on, a little bit in front of you. Because guess what? When I'm coming around a turn and I don't know, there's a combine taking up 3/4 of my fucking lane, I literally almost got monster trucked by a combine. Like I was coming around a turn and pushing it in the white Mini, going way faster than I should have. I'll admit to that. I was doing every bit of 55 around a turn. Shouldn't have been doing it, but I did it. Fucking big ass combine, boom. It literally almost monster trucked over my car. Then the farmer wants to look at me like I'm the asshole. Motherfucker, you're driving a combine around a blind turn with nobody in front of you to warn anybody. Like, get a clue. Seriously. I get them in Millsboro, but it's not 1970 anymore. You're not the main driver of the economy. The only thing you're driving the economy with is by selling your land for real estate. Corn ain't the shit anymore. McMansions are. So sell your fucking farm and let Shell Brothers build some houses on it. Make a lot more money, and you won't have to run me over in my minivan. You know? I don't know. It was really frustrating, but I knew I was back in Millsboro because that shit didn't happen downtown Dover. I mean, there's farms in Dover, but that didn't happen in downtown Dover where I had a combine just running through the fucking, running me off the road. That was fun. That was a nice intro back to Millsboro. I guess maybe I had it coming. Maybe I was going too fast around the turn, but you don't expect a fucking combine to be in the middle of the road. I guess I should now because I'm back in Millsboro. What am I going to do? I don't know. You know who else can stay off the road? Cruiser bikes. Used to hate people on crotch rockets. Now I hate fat old white dudes on cruiser bikes. I get it. It's cool. It's fun. You think you're in Sons of Anarchy, but at least do the fucking speed limit. You're way less cool when the speed limit's 55 and you're doing 50. You don't look badass. You look like you just drank some, I don't know. I was going to say Similac, but that's what babies drink. Ovaltine? Yeah, you look like you just drank some Ovaltine, and now your geriatric ass is in my way. People got places to be. I get it that you're on your Harley or your Honda or your knockoff, whatever it is you got going on there that's got the two little saddlebags, and you probably got your fucking Ovaltine in your side saddlebag. Usually there's some whale of a woman on the back, and they're just doing 45, like out on a Sunday drive, like people don't have places to be, like work or, driving back and forth between houses trying to get stuff in storage. I've come around to crotch rockets from this weekend alone. Like, I get off the road. And as a matter of fact, if you're over 50, you're not allowed to have like a badass looking Harley with those high handlebars anymore. You got to get one that's like, I don't know, like fucking, it looks like it's like a walker. Like we got to figure that out, how we can make it look like a walker. So, that person's old and not a badass because they're doing fucking 50 and a 55, just annoying everybody. Staying in the left lane too. That's a Delaware thing. Let me just cruise in the left lane doing 50 miles an hour. Like, nah, people ain't got places to be. I'll just do the same speed as the car next to me. That's what I'm going to do. Me and this guy in the right lane, we're going to buddy up, go 50 the whole way down 113. So that's what I think we should do right now. Fuck me, these people. Like, what? I get it. I'm not a good driver. I'm not. But I at least obey some common decency rules. Like, if I'm not going faster than the people in the right lane, I get my ass in the right lane. It's just not right to the people that are going faster than the flow of traffic. If I'm out when I'm 50 and I'm, I don't know, going through some midlife crisis and I want to spend $40 on a glorified bicycle, I'll not be in the left lane doing 50. I'll get my ass over in the right lane. Maybe I'll put my chaps on. I don't know. What will I put in my little side bags to make me feel like an extra badass on my Harley? I don't know. Maybe some goddamn razors. You need to shave that scraggly ass beard. Bandanas, definitely got to have bandanas because they're all bald like me. So they put the bandanas on. So I don't know why. I think they think it looks cool. Maybe because it's going to protect their head if they fall off. Like, put a helmet on, a little Scully. That looks kind of cool. That like tinfoil skull helmet. I'll buy that. I like that. I'll give you that. That one I like. But come on, get out of fucking left lane if you're going 50 on a goddamn Harley. Like, or just don't spend $40,000 to drive it like a fucking grandma. Like, I'm not trying to be sexist, but my grandma probably would drive faster than you on that Harley. And I'm supposed to think you're cool because you got a fucking leather jacket on and it's 95 degrees, but no helmet. Oh, I'm glad your fucking shoulders won't be road rash while your head's a big fucking puddle of stew. That's good. It's real smart. Gotta keep my leather jacket on when it's 95 so I don't get road rash, but I'm not gonna wear a helmet. Yeah, makes a ton of sense. I get it. I like that. I can dig it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so annoyed. Like, life's pretty good right now. We sold our house. My parents have been super accommodating, opening up the house to us. They let me bring my whole living room down so that we felt quote unquote more at home. And it actually worked. I kind of laughed at it. I was like, it's still not going to be our house, but it feels nice to sit on your couch and watch your TV. Luckily I was going to talk more about this next week, but I'll go into it now. I'm full on white privilege, like, generational. Not that my parents are wealthy, but it's not lost on me that I'm very lucky that they're allowing me to stay with them rent free, build up equity in a down payment for my next home, and then still assist me with other things I need. If the kids need clothes or whatever it is, they're going to help me buy it or put food on the table, or they're not charging me rent. They're not making me pay electric. So it's just that generational, like, they're comfortable where they are in life. And I can literally just focus on me. I don't have to worry about the rest of my family. Like, I don't have to, well, right now, I mean, in 20 years, I'll probably have to worry about them. But for right now, they're both fairly healthy. I don't have anything to worry about with that. It's just nice to have that generational safeguard, I guess you could say. And I'm not saying all white people have that, because there's some poor fucking white people. And I saw them today in Walmart in Georgetown. There are plenty of poor white people. I'm not saying that all white people, you're just, as soon as you're white, you're handed like a mortgage and a fucking college degree. That's not how it works. I get that. But I'm very fortunate in the fact that I was born into a family where my parents had a little bit of wealth, and their stability is going to allow me to have stability. And I hope to be able to give that to my kids, if that makes sense. I don't know. Whatever. Got a little serious there, but I'm very sentimental about my parents. They've helped me out immensely in life. Oh, there's the blue alien on my titties. No, but yeah, so speaking of Walmart, I'm in Walmart, and I didn't have a ton of time. So I got done with work. I had to go pick up Maxon from my mother-in-law's because we're just going to wait until September to put him in at Giggle Bugs. And coming back down, so I stopped in Georgetown Walmart, and while I was en route, I knew I needed like towel hooks or a towel rack or whatever, something to put our towels on. And I needed an Ethernet cable because I needed to hardwire my PlayStation because the Wi-Fi wasn't fast enough for when I was gaming. I looked it up online and it said aisle M16 and N11. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I know right where it is. I'm going to go get it. So I go in the store and I'm like walking around. I'm like G, K, L. All right, M's right over around the corner. And the person saw me kind of looking at not really the items, but more the corners. And she was like, what are you looking for? I was like, aisle M16 and aisle N11. And this bitch literally said to me, we don't have aisle numbers. I was like, well, no, they're letters and numbers. She was like, we don't have them. And I was like, you do, because they're on the corners right there. Like, I'm looking at it. That's L12. That's literally aisle L12. She's like, I don't think that's what it stands for. I was like, how do you fucking work here? So then she pulls another guy over and she's like, do we have aisles? And the guy doesn't even acknowledge her. He turns to me, he says, what are you looking for? And I'm like, aisle N11. And he's like, no. What are you looking for? I was like, the 3M hooks, like that you could put on the back of a door or wherever. Yeah, fuck it. They're 3M hooks. You put them wherever you want. You can put them on your goddamn nipples, like booby tassels. I don't care. Wherever you want to put them, whatever. That's not the point, what I wanted to do with them. The point was I needed aisle N11. And the guy was like, no. What do you need? I'm like, I just told you 3M hooks, like the little hooks you push on and then you can pull them off if you want. And the guy says, oh, they're right over there. And I was like, oh, you mean in aisle N11? And he looked at me like I was playing fucking bingo. Like, I'm not playing bingo. I'm just following the organizational layout of your store. There's letters and numbers for a reason so that people can find shit. How do the employees not even know this? So I'll post on the what had happened was Instagram just to show you guys that Walmart does have like letters and numbers on their aisles, because it's not something I don't shop at Walmart very often, but when I knew I was going to be in a hurry, I said, all right, let me pull up their website and see where the shit is, because a lot of stores offer that. Like Lowe's offers it. They'll tell you it's aisle 12, bay 18 or whatever. And Walmart does the same. They're like, it's aisle N11. And they'll even tell you plenty in stock, limited stock, none in stock, 2-day shipping, whatever. They'll tell you all that shit right online. What a time to be alive. But the fucking employees looked at me literally like I was calling out bingo numbers. I was like, no, I'm looking for the fucking aisle, you psychos. And then that bitch had the nerve to say to me, we don't have aisle numbers. No, you don't. You have aisle letters, but there's also numbers. Fucking man, that put me on one. And then I bought Maxon a little Yoshi toy because we lost one when we went down to Disney, and we've been searching for one ever since and haven't found it. I found one similar. So there's one we lost in Disney. You could push down on Yoshi's back, and his tongue would pop out. It was like a hard plastic. And I found one today that's not it. You can't, like, the tongue doesn't pop out, but his head moves, his arms move. So it's similar. And this little motherfucker, we get in line. He's like, can I have another one? I was like, another what? He's like, another Yoshi. I was like, why do you need 2 Yoshis? He's like, I want a blue one. I was like, they only have green ones, dude. Like, you don't get to just, this isn't like Build-A-Bear where you can just fucking paint the toy at whatever color you want. This is what they have on the shelf. You either get this or nothing. So he picked the green one. He came to. But oh man, so you want to know what's giving me ammo to like really fuck with my kids? Those kids that got stuck in the cave, and luckily, I think last I saw they had like 4 or 6 out. I don't know how many are out, but I know that they've gotten quite a few out. And so my kids the other day were like, we're bored. And usually you just get the standard comebacks. Well, if you're bored, then you're boring. I don't care. Find something to do. Use your imagination. But no, not Miggle. I got to fucking fire back at my kids. There are literally 12 kids stuck in a fucking cave right now. They've been in a cave for 2 weeks. You think they have iPads in a cave? No. You think they have TV in a cave? They don't even have light. They can't even see 2 feet in front of them. Talk about bored? You think they're complaining about being bored? No. They're just trying to get enough oxygen in their lungs so they don't die. So I don't want to hear about you being bored. They're literally kids in a cave right now, trapped in a goddamn cave. I'm glad to see they're getting out. And that sucks that Navy SEAL died trying to get him out. I don't know if if there was not enough oxygen. And I obviously, he was underwater, Mike. But no, I mean, I've heard they're pumping oxygen into the caves. So I don't know if there was like not enough oxygen when he surfaced or if he died underwater. I haven't even read into that, but it was really sad. He's trying to save these 12 kids and he fucking dies. And he was obviously a trained like Navy SEAL. So it sucks. It's a tragedy, but it's fucking great that I get to use it as leverage for my kids. Oh, you're bored. Oh, because I used to always get, you're hungry. There's starving kids in Africa. Oh, fucking meh. I still don't donate to those kids, Mom. So joke's on you. There's still starving kids in Africa. And I've not given a penny to one of them. Their little distended bellies and like the sad Sarah McLachlan music in the background. For just a quarter, this young child can eat for a year. How? Fucking how, Sarah McLachlan? How can that kid eat all year for a quarter? Because I call bullshit on that. No way you're feeding that kid for a year for a quarter. And if you can, I need to move to Africa. Because if I can eat for a year on a fucking quarter, I don't need to work anymore. I think I got enough to live. I mean, I don't know. But it doesn't seem true. You used to get the little flyer in the mail for just $1. This child can have food for a year. Bullshit. What are they going to eat the cardboard flyer you just sent me? How's that going to work? How's $1 going to feed someone for any more than a meal? I mean, I get it. Rice is cheap or beans are cheap, but it's $1, honey. It ain't that cheap. You're not feeding that kid for that long. Jesus Christ. $1 is going to feed a kid for a year. You wasted more money on postage than you did getting money from me. Because I don't know what it cost you back then. It was probably like 34 cents. But I didn't give you any money, so you lost 34 cents. You could have just saved 34 cents. If you didn't mail that to 3 people, you could have fed that kid for a year and not bothered me or fucking killed a tree. So let's see who the real evil people are here. Not the guy not donating his time or money. No, not me. I'm not the shitty person. You're the shitty person for wasting trees, wasting 34 cents postage that could have went to the starving kid in Africa. Don't want to hear it. I'm not the bad guy. You're the bad guy. And you paid Sarah McLachlan for a sad song. That had to be at least 100,000. I mean, that's 100,000 kids you could have fed for a year. Shit. And I'm a thinker here, people. I'm not the bad guy at all. I am a thinker, not the bad guy. No, I am the bad guy. I'm a pretty terrible person. But I was consoling. We were moving out this weekend. I had some friends come over and help me. Very appreciative to Trey Moore, Danny Smith, Joshua Donahue, and Justin Witt. I do have to give a shout out to those guys. Really appreciate them coming up to my house. Then Joey Neely, got to give a shout out to him. Came to my parents' house and helped me unload everything. So those guys helped me pack it up. Joey helped me unload it. I was really appreciative of them. But when we were about, I don't know, halfway, 3/4 of the way done, when the house really started getting empty, like it was feeling empty. It had that, oh shit, this is happening kind of moment and feeling the gravitas. It was a very heavy moment. My wife started crying, like bawling her eyes out. And of course, I consoled her as I should, like a normal human would. I'm not asking for credit there. The reason I bring this up is because my fucking friends' reactions were hilarious. So I'm consoling Lindsay. I turn around, I see Justin. He's pretending like he's busy because he does not want to be part of this at all. He's just pretending like he's busy. Trey Moore does an immediate beeline outside to smoke. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Goes out the front door. We were out back, so he goes out the front side of the house, pretty sure to smoke. Danny and Josh just would go upstairs to start bringing more shit down and just try to stay busy. It's the best thing ever. You want to see some awkward shit? Let a woman cry in front of guys she knows. Because like they know her. Like if she were just a random person, it wouldn't be a big thing. But when you know the person, when a woman cries in front of men she knows, they get awkward as fuck. No, I just hugged her out of like reflex. But yeah, it was just the best. I had one friend just literally just tapping things on the truck. Like he was pretending, like, I don't know if he was pretending he was counting. I don't know what he's pretending he was doing, but he was just pointing at things on the truck. We had one beeline and the two others were just like, we're just going to go carry some shit. It was the best ever. To a sad little moment for my wife that we had when we were moving out. I'm sure there will be more tears shed on Wednesday when we officially shut the house down. Then we go to closing first thing Thursday morning. So there's going to be some tears of joy, tears of happiness. I think we're going to go get some sushi on Thursday night after we close. So obviously I know all the standards, the Sakatumi, the Cultured Pearl, those guys. If you guys know of any of the newer joints I've been gone now for 8 years, any of the newer joints, shoot me a text, hit me up on Facebook. Let me know where you think I should go to get some sushi, because I think that the wife would like a little night out after all the stress she's been dealing with and getting the house cleaned up. She's done a phenomenal job. She was like a boss yesterday. So we moved out the big stuff on Saturday, me and all the guys. And then on Sunday, what we did was we started like a caravan. Like I would take the van down to storage and she would load the Escape. Then I would bring the van back, take the Escape, and she would load the van. She was just a monster. Every time I got back, she had the van or Escape ready for me, packed pretty much to the gills. I was super impressed. Like not that my wife's like an invalid, but I was just super impressed that by herself, she was able to just load the cars the way she did. And it was ready for me when I got back. I could just boom, go down to storage, because I had to basically not only unload it, but I had another storage unit to unload as well, because we initially got a 10x10. Now we're in a 20x10, so I had to unload, reload, rearrange. It was kind of a nightmare, but she made it a lot easier on me by being so awesome with like getting all of her stuff set up. Speaking of which, she should be coming home soon. Her drive home is going to suck. She's driving from Millsboro to Dover every day for work. Luckily, she does shift work. She only works like 3 days a week. So let me get off of here, get her a glass of wine ready. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Episode 75. We made it, folks. 3/4 of a century. 75. We're as old as those fucking old shits on the Harleys driving 50 on the highway. We made it. One episode for each year that old fucking scraggly haired fuck on the Harley. We're here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great week. Sorry it was late. I got shit going on in my life. What can I say? I know you guys aren't waiting on the edge of your seat for it, but I do appreciate you guys that listen, comment on the Facebook, all that fun stuff. Thank you, Trenton. Mount Fuji in Milford. Oh, I've been there by the Walmart. That place is really good. That place is awesome. Then you can go over and get some Ritas afterwards. Make it a fucking date night. That's a good idea. Thank you. Love you guys. Go titty fuck yourselves.